A razor blade cannot slip between the stones of some ancient walls. These monumental ruins showcase a structural precision that our modern machines and materials often fail to achieve. By the end of this journey, you will understand the lost techniques that made these impossible constructions a reality. We will uncover how builders moved 100-ton blocks without wheels and carved temples from the top down. What do you believe is the greatest mystery our ancestors left behind? The true genius of these ancient builders lies not in what they had, but in what they did without. They possessed no laser levels, no computer models, no steel-reinforced concrete. Their world was one of stone, copper, and human ingenuity. To achieve the jaw-dropping precision we see in the ruins, they turned to the heavens themselves. Structures were aligned with celestial bodies, their foundations set according to the rising sun of a solstice or the transit of a particular star. This was more than just science, it was a sacred geometry, a way of weaving the cosmos into the very fabric of their cities. On the ground, their tools were deceptively simple. A plumb bob, a weighted string, could establish a perfect vertical line. A water level, just a trough of water, could create a flawless horizontal plane across vast distances. With these basic instruments, they could lay out a foundation so level that not even a single drop of rain would pool in one spot. The stones themselves tell a story of immense patience. Quarried using stone hammers and wooden wedges soaked in water to expand and fracture the rock, each block was then painstakingly shaped. Artisans used harder stone chisels and abrasive sand to grind the surfaces to a perfect fit. The goal was never to rely on a binding mortar. Instead, the stability came from the incredible precision of the joints. Each stone was carved to interlock with its neighbors, a three-dimensional puzzle where gravity itself became the ultimate clamp. This was a philosophy of construction, a belief that a building should stand by its own perfect balance, a testament to harmony between human effort and the natural world. So when we look at a wall where a razor blade cannot slip between the stones, we are not just seeing a feat of engineering. We are witnessing a legacy of celestial observation, painstaking craftsmanship, and a profound understanding of the physical world that modern power tools have somehow made us forget. High in the Andes, the fortress of Sacsayhuaman presents a puzzle of stone and shadow. Its zigzagging walls, built by the Inca, are assembled from colossal blocks that look less like construction and more like a natural geological formation. Each stone is a unique, irregular polygon, some towering over a grown adult and weighing more than 100 tons. Yet the true marvel is not their size but their seams. The joints between these behemoths are so meticulously crafted that even today, you cannot force a piece of paper between them. This is polygonal masonry at its most advanced, a technique where every block was painstakingly shaped to fit only its specific neighbors, creating an interlocking puzzle that needed no mortar to hold it together. How do you move a small mountain of rock without the wheel, and then shape it with tools made of stone, bronze, and sand? Experts believe the Inca used a process of trial and error, perhaps repeatedly lowering a stone onto its future neighbor, then grinding the surfaces together with abrasive sand until the fit was flawless. This was not a quick process. It was an act of immense patience, a conversation between the builder and the stone. The resulting walls did more than just defend a city. Their zigzag form and perfect joints gave them a unique flexibility, allowing them to dance during an earthquake instead of shattering, a testament to an engineering wisdom that understood the very land they built upon. The walls seemed to echo the jagged lines of the Andean peaks behind them, a deliberate reflection of a culture that saw its architecture as an extension of the living earth. The mystery of how they achieved this with such basic tools is a humbling reminder that human ingenuity can achieve the seemingly impossible, leaving behind a legacy carved in stone for us to quietly wonder at. While the walls of Sacsayhuaman are a marvel of interlocking stone, another civilization achieved a different kind of perfection on a scale that still defies belief. Far to the east, on the Giza Plateau, the pyramids stand as silent witnesses to a precision that feels almost otherworldly. The Great Pyramid, in particular, was built with an accuracy that our modern instruments struggle to explain. Its base is a near-perfect square, with sides aligned to the cardinal directions with an error of less than 1/15th of a single degree. This means the entire massive structure is oriented to true north with a fidelity that seems impossible for its time. How did they achieve such a perfect alignment without a magnetic compass? Researchers suggest the ancient Egyptians became master astronomers, using the rotation of the stars around the celestial pole to chart their course on the ground. This was not random construction, it was architecture as a cosmic clock, built to mirror the heavens themselves. The building blocks of this celestial machine were millions of limestone blocks, each cut with such incredible uniformity. While the joints between them are not invisible like those in Peru, the variation in their thickness is astonishingly small across the entire vast face of the pyramid. Imagine the coordination required to maintain that consistency over a project that likely spanned decades. The true test of their skill, however, lies inside. The king's chamber is built from immense slabs of granite, a stone far harder than limestone. The surfaces of these giant blocks are so smooth and fitted together with such exactness that the seams between them are often thinner than a credit card. Modern masons using diamond-tipped saws and laser guides would find this a formidable challenge, yet the Egyptians managed it with tools of copper, which is softer than granite, and simple abrasives like sand. The pyramids were more than just magnificent tombs, they were profound statements of knowledge. Their sides precisely face the four directions, and their geometry appears to encode mathematical constants. They were designed to last for eternity, and their enduring stability, having weathered thousands of years of desert winds and seismic tremors, is the ultimate proof of their success. This was a mastery of stone, astronomy, and logistics that forms a silent question mark at the dawn of engineering, a benchmark of precision that calls out across the centuries. Perched even higher than Sacsayhuaman, the lost city of Machu Picchu clings to a mountain ridge, a masterpiece of stone defying the clouds. Here, the Inca builders perfected a style known as ashlar masonry, where granite blocks are cut into clean, rectangular shapes and fitted together with that now familiar, breathtaking precision. The walls rise without a single drop of mortar, each stone locked to its neighbor in a grip so tight it has endured for centuries. This was not just about beauty, it was about survival in a land shaken by earthquakes. The entire structure was designed to breathe, to sway and settle during a tremor, the stones dancing in their carefully choreographed positions without collapsing. This is engineering that understands the earth is alive, and instead of fighting its movements, it moves with them. At the heart of the city stands the Intihuatana stone, a single pillar carved directly from the mountain's bedrock. Its surfaces are not random, they are precise planes and angles that catch the sun at the solstices and equinoxes, a celestial calendar frozen in granite. This single artifact erases the line between spiritual ceremony and architectural genius, showing a culture that saw the sun's path and the stability of a wall as two parts of the same universal order. To shape this incredibly hard granite, artisans had only bronze tools which are softer than the stone itself and harder stones for pounding and grinding. Their method was one of relentless, patient abrasion, using sand and water to slowly polish surfaces to a smooth, enduring finish. This painstaking work paid off, as these walls have withstood not only seismic shifts, but also the relentless, drenching rains of the Andes. The genius of Machu Picchu extends beyond its walls to the very mountain it sits upon. The entire city is supported by vast agricultural terraces, each one a feat of engineering in its own right. Beneath the soil, complex layered drainage systems channel water away, preventing the slopes from becoming saturated and sliding down the mountain. Every element, from the grandest temple to the simplest step, was part of a holistic design that worked with the landscape, not against it. The enduring mystery of Machu Picchu is not just how they cut the stone, but how they built a city of such finesse in such a remote and formidable location. Its preservation stands as a quiet challenge to our modern assumptions, suggesting a depth of knowledge about materials and environment that we are still struggling to fully comprehend. From the mountaintop citadels of the Andes, we journey to the heart of a bustling medieval city in Spain, where another testament to precision has stood for nearly 2,000 years. The Roman aqueduct of Segovia is not merely a ruin, it is a working piece of art, a bridge that carried water for centuries built entirely without mortar. Its towering double arches of precisely cut granite blocks are a lesson in balance, where gravity itself is the only binding agent. The Romans understood that the true strength of an arch lies in its shape and the perfection of its keystone. Each central stone is carved to lock the others into place, channeling the immense weight of the structure down through the pillars and into the ground. This created a system so stable that it has withstood not just the test of time, but the vibrations of countless footsteps and carts passing beneath it for generations. How did they achieve such perfect symmetry and alignment across such a vast distance? Their tools were brilliantly simple. A device called a groma, which used weighted strings to sight straight lines, allowed them to lay out the aqueduct's path across the city. For the all-important gradient, they used water levels to ensure a consistent, gentle slope from the water source miles away to the city fountains. This gradual decline was a masterpiece of early hydraulic engineering, calculated to maintain a steady, manageable flow of water without the pressure bursting the channel. It is a sobering thought that this granite structure, engineered 2 millennia ago with such fundamental principles, exhibits a durability that eludes many modern concrete constructions, which can crumble after just a few decades. The aqueduct's survival is a story of resilience. It endured through periods of conflict and shifting power, and was even incorporated into the city's defenses, serving as a fortified bridge in the medieval era. This seamless transition from Roman utility to medieval stronghold underscores a profound truth. The engineering principles perfected by Rome, the very ones etched into the stones of Segovia, became the invisible blueprint for countless cathedrals, castles, and bridges built centuries later. This enduring structure is more than a monument. It is a silent teacher, reminding us that the greatest innovations are often those that harness the fundamental forces of nature with elegant, unshakable precision. Far from the structured cities of Rome, on the wind-swept plains of England, a circle of giants stands guard over a prehistoric mystery. The Sarsen stones of Stonehenge are monuments to a different kind of precision, one born not from metal tools but from sheer determination and a profound connection to the sky. Each of these colossal uprights was hauled from a quarry nearly 20 miles away, a journey that would have required an army of people. But the true genius of Stonehenge is not just in the moving, but in the making. With nothing more than stone mauls and antler picks, the builders shaped these gigantic rocks. They carved tenons, smooth protruding knobs, onto the tops of the upright stones. Then they meticulously hollowed out matching sockets, called mortises, on the undersides of the massive lintel stones that would bridge the gaps. This tongue and groove technique, a woodworking method applied on a gargantuan scale, locked the entire structure together, creating a continuous ring of stone that has braved thousands of years of English weather. How did a society without the wheel, without written language, conceive of and execute such a complex architectural joint? The answer lies in a shared vision and a deep understanding of geometry, passed down through generations and refined through practice. This was not haphazard construction. It was a project of mathematical planning where the final form was clearly envisioned long before the first stone was ever struck. The purpose of this immense effort seems written in the alignments themselves. The entire monument is oriented so that on the summer solstice, the sun rises directly over the heel stone, casting its rays into the heart of the circle. This was not a lucky guess. It was the result of centuries of celestial observation, a way of marking the turning of the year with stone. The smaller blue stones, transported over 150 miles from Wales, add another layer of mystery. Their incredible journey, likely involving a combination of sledges, rollers, and even river rafts, speaks to a powerful cultural or spiritual imperative. This was more than a calendar. It was a ceremonial center, a place where the cosmic order was mirrored on Earth. The silent, enduring presence of Stonehenge challenges our modern assumptions about technology and progress. It stands as a testament to what can be achieved through communal effort, oral tradition, and an intuitive grasp of the world, leaving us to wonder about the society that could organize such a feat and the knowledge they held that we have since forgotten. While Stonehenge stands as a testament to shaping the landscape, another civilization chose to reverse the very process of building. In the highlands of Ethiopia, the medieval town of Lalibela is home to a miracle carved not from stone but into it. Here in the 12th century, builders did not assemble structures upward. They carved them downward, excavating 11 breathtaking churches from the living volcanic rock. This was not construction, it was a monumental act of subtraction, a process requiring a visionary ability to see the finished form hidden inside a solid mountain. The most iconic of these is the Church of St. George, a perfect cross-shaped structure sunk over 30 feet into the earth. Its roof forms a cross at ground level, while its walls plunge downward with a vertical precision that feels impossible for the era. The builders had no margin for error. They worked from the top down, carefully removing layers of rock to reveal the church within, a method that demanded an almost supernatural foresight. One misplaced strike could have shattered a delicate arch or collapsed an entire wall, turning years of devotion into rubble. The tools they used remain a profound mystery, as no historical records detail the specific chisels or methods. With likely only hammers, chisels, and incredible patience, they sculpted not just the outer shells but the intricate interiors. Inside, you find pillars, arches, and vaulted ceilings that perfectly mimic conventional architecture, yet they are not built, they are revealed, all part of a single, continuous piece of stone. This seamless unity is the secret to their legendary endurance. Having been carved from a single block of rock, these churches possess no weak joints or separate foundations. When the ground shakes during an earthquake, the entire structure moves as one, flexing with the earth instead of fracturing apart. This monolithic strength is a technique modern construction rarely attempts, as it is both incredibly time-consuming and unforgiving. For the builders of Lalibela, this was not merely an engineering challenge, it was an act of deep faith. The complex includes a network of tunnels and ceremonial passages connecting the churches, all carved with the same unwavering precision. The walls are adorned with intricate crosses and windows, each chisel stroke a testament to a civilization whose devotion was matched only by its innovative spirit. Lalibela remains a vibrant pilgrimage site, a place where the legacy of medieval African innovation is not locked away in a museum, but is a living, breathing part of the community, a sacred landscape that continues to inspire awe and wonder centuries after the last piece of rock was lifted away. High on an isolated plateau in the Judean desert, the fortress of Masada stands as a monument to both human ambition and the relentless pressures of the ancient world. Built under King Herod, its walls showcase a signature Roman technique known as opus quadratum, where massive, rectangular blocks of stone are dressed and fitted together with such exactness that they form a seamless, monolithic barrier against the harsh desert winds. This precision was not merely for show, it was a calculated defense against time itself. The true architectural audacity, however, hangs from the cliff's edge. The Northern Palace is a marvel of engineering bravado, built on 3 distinct terraces that seem to defy gravity as they cantilever over a sheer drop. Each level was constructed with flawless leveling and integrated drainage, designed to capture and redirect the sudden, violent flash floods that could otherwise scour the mountainside clean. This was foresight carved into stone. The sophistication of this original construction is thrown into sharp relief by the earthworks left behind by its final chapter. During the Jewish revolt, the Roman army built a massive siege ramp to breach the walls, a sloping mountain of earth and timber that stands in stark, crude contrast to the refined stonework it was built to assault. It is a powerful visual lesson in 2 different philosophies of power, one based on patient, precise construction and the other on overwhelming, rapid force. Yet the secret to Masada's endurance in this arid landscape lies hidden within the rock itself. A vast network of cisterns was carved deep into the plateau, capable of holding millions of gallons of precious rainwater. Their interiors were lined with a special plaster, a Roman hydraulic innovation that prevented leakage with an effectiveness that rivals modern materials. This intricate water management system transformed a barren rock into a sustainable stronghold, demonstrating a hydrological knowledge that was centuries ahead of its time. The story of Masada is therefore one of layered genius, where Roman engineering was adapted to meet an extreme environmental challenge. Its preservation offers us a clear window into how strategic planning and structural precision served the most practical needs of survival, while also creating a symbol of resilience that continues to echo through the ages, a place where the stones themselves speak of innovation born from necessity. The precision of the pyramids and the resilience of Masada find a stunning echo in the jungles of the Yucatan. At Chichen Itzá, the Temple of Kukulkan rises as a monumental calendar carved in stone. This step pyramid is a testament to a civilization that saw no division between the heavens, the earth, and the sacred. Its most breathtaking display occurs only twice a year during the spring and autumn equinoxes. As the sun sets on those specific days, the play of light and shadow against the northwestern balustrade creates a series of 7 interlocking triangles. This pattern of light flows down the staircase, forming the undulating body of a feathered serpent, descending from the temple summit to the earth below. This was not a happy accident. It was the result of generations of meticulous astronomical observation, a feat of architectural alignment so exact that it could only be achieved with a profound understanding of the sun's annual journey. The mathematical genius of the Maya is literally built into the pyramid's very steps. Each of the 4 sides has 91 steps. When you add the final step of the top platform, you arrive at a total of 365, a direct and elegant representation of the solar year. This numerical symbolism extends to the temple's dimensions, which reflect the complex Mayan calendar cycles and their advanced understanding of mathematics. To build this cosmic machine, artisans worked with local limestone, shaping it with stone tools. They used a mortar made from burned and slaked limestone, yet the joints between the stones are so incredibly fine that the entire structure appears to have been carved from a single, massive block. The precision is visual, but the temple's genius is also auditory. Acoustical studies have shown that a single clap at the base of the pyramid stairs produces a chirping echo that perfectly mimics the call of the sacred Quetzal bird. This was almost certainly an intentional piece of sound engineering, a way to make the very structure speak with the voice of a revered spiritual symbol. This fusion of art and science also resulted in remarkable durability. The pyramid's broad, stepped base and slanted sides are not just for ceremony. This design gives it a low center of gravity and a flexible structure that has allowed it to withstand the tremendous forces of hurricanes and powerful earthquakes for over 1,000 years. Modern architects and engineers continue to study its form, learning from these ancient principles of stability. The Temple of Kukulkan is therefore more than a ruin. It is a holistic masterpiece where astronomy, mathematics, acoustics, and structural engineering were woven together into a single, profound expression of a culture's worldview. It stands as a silent, enduring lesson in how to build in harmony with the forces of nature, leaving us to ponder the depth of a knowledge system that could so perfectly unite the celestial with the terrestrial. The same principles of interlocking stone echo across the African continent, where the walls of Great Zimbabwe curve and climb with a quiet, organic grace. Built over centuries, this sprawling complex of granite structures showcases a mastery of dry stonewalling so advanced that its monuments have endured for nearly 1,000 years without a single drop of mortar. The technique relied entirely on the careful selection and placement of each individual stone. Artisans would choose blocks for their natural shape, then painstakingly shape them with harder stones until they fit together like pieces of a three-dimensional puzzle. The great enclosure's outer wall soars to a height of over 30 feet, its courses of stone tapering gently as they rise, creating a form that is both imposing and incredibly stable. This was not a haphazard pile of rocks. It was a calculated architectural feat that required its builders to visualize the final, massive structure in their minds long before the first stone was set. How did they quarry and shape such resilient granite? The method was one of patient force. They likely used controlled fire to heat the rock surface, then suddenly doused it with water, causing the granite to fracture along natural lines. The resulting blocks were then painstakingly dressed and smoothed by pounding and grinding with even harder stones, a process that created those remarkably even surfaces which have so effectively resisted centuries of wind and rain. The precision of Great Zimbabwe extended beyond mere walls. Within the complex, certain towers and narrow passages are aligned with the movements of the sun and stars, suggesting the city was not just a royal residence but a place of ceremony, where the cosmos guided both ritual and perhaps the very governance of a thriving kingdom. This was the heart of a vast trading network, a center of culture and commerce whose influence stretched across the Indian Ocean. The enduring legacy of its walls stands as a powerful testament to African innovation, quietly challenging outdated narratives and reminding the world of a rich, self-developed architectural heritage that was achieving monumental precision long before outside influences ever arrived. The intricate stonework of Great Zimbabwe finds a spiritual counterpart on a distant Indonesian hilltop. The Borobudur Temple is not built upon the land, but is the land itself, a man-made mountain of over 2 million volcanic stones assembled without a single drop of mortar. Rising in 9 stacked platforms, the entire structure forms a single, massive mandala, a cosmic diagram in stone meant to guide a pilgrim's ascent toward enlightenment. Each of those countless stones was individually carved to fit its specific neighbor, creating a seamless, interlocking puzzle that has withstood more than 1,000 years of tropical downpours and seismic tremors. This was a vision of staggering ambition, a project that would have required generations of artisans working in perfect concert. The walls of this sacred journey are lined with nearly 1,500 narrative relief panels and over 500 statues of the Buddha. These are not simple carvings, they are intricate visual sculptures depicting stories and teachings with such fine detail that they could only have been created by masters who understood both profound artistry and structural engineering. With nothing more than chisels and hammers, they transformed solid stone into flowing robes, serene expressions, and entire mythological worlds, ensuring that the very path of enlightenment was lined with beauty and instruction. But the temple's true genius is hidden from view. Woven invisibly within the stone layers is an elaborate drainage system, a network of channels and spouts carved directly into the blocks. During the rainy season, this system expertly channels millions of gallons of water away from the core of the structure, preventing the erosion that would otherwise have crumbled a lesser monument into dust. This hydrological foresight is as much a part of its spiritual function as its carvings, protecting the sacred path for future generations. Borobudur's design is a map of the cosmos. Its alignment with the surrounding volcanoes and specific stars was intentional, turning the physical climb up its terraces into a symbolic journey through the Buddhist universe, from the world of desire to the realm of formlessness. When a major restoration was undertaken in the 20th century, engineers were humbled by the complexity they uncovered. The entire temple is a single, breathing entity, and attempts to replace stones or reinforce sections risk disrupting the delicate balance that has held it together for a millennium. The temple stands today not merely as a ruin, but as a living sanctuary of peace and precision, a place where human hands sought to carve a bridge to the divine, leaving behind a testament to what can be achieved when creativity and devotion are carved into stone with unwavering patience. Nestled within the sheer sandstone cliffs of the American Southwest, the dwellings of Mesa Verde appear as if they grew from the rock itself. Here, the ancestral Pueblones did not conquer the landscape with towering monuments, but instead listened to its contours, carving their homes into the natural alcoves with a quiet, profound intelligence. They transformed these sheltered overhangs into intricate villages, fitting multi-story structures with such precise measurements that they maximized every inch of space while ensuring absolute stability against the curving cliff walls. The Spruce Tree House stands as a masterclass in this approach, its 114 rooms and 8 ceremonial kivas built using shaped sandstone blocks and a resilient adobe mortar. The builders worked from precarious wooden scaffolding and ladders, their stone tools carefully carving the soft rock to create level floors and vertical walls that could support the weight of communities living directly above one another. Every architectural choice was deliberate. Small doorways and strategically placed windows were aligned to create gentle cross breezes for ventilation, while also capturing the low winter sun for warmth and excluding the harsh summer heat. This was not just construction, it was a deep collaboration with the environment. Their intimate knowledge of local materials meant the structures blended so perfectly with the cliff face that they were camouflaged from a distance, offering protection from the elements and from any potential conflict. This harmonious design, which so clearly respected the land and its resources, is a primary reason these sites were abandoned centuries ago, yet remain remarkably intact. The silent, enduring presence of Mesa Verde offers a powerful lesson in sustainable living. a legacy of Native American cultural ingenuity that speaks to a way of building that was not about dominating nature, but about finding a lasting balance within its embrace. Deep within the Cambodian jungle, the silhouette of Angkor Wat rises against the dawn, a city of the gods carved in stone. As the largest religious monument on Earth, its creation required a logistical miracle. Massive sandstone blocks were quarried from a mountain over 30 miles away, a journey that would have been impossible on land. Instead, the Khmer engineers turned the landscape itself into a tool, carving a network of canals to float these colossal stones directly to the heart of the construction site. Imagine the sight of countless barges laden with the very fabric of the temple, gliding silently through the waterways, a procession of raw material moving toward its destiny. Once on site, the stones were fitted together with such incredible care that the joints between them are often invisible to the naked eye, creating seamless walls that seem to have been poured rather than built. This flawless assembly was achieved without any surviving blueprints, suggesting a mastery of geometric principles and spatial memory passed down through generations of artisans. The true scale of the endeavor is etched into the walls themselves. Miles of bas-reliefs unfold in intricate detail, depicting epic scenes from Hindu mythology with a flowing narrative grace. The tools used to create this gallery of gods and legends have left no trace of their design, their forms lost to time, leaving only the perfection of their workmanship as evidence. This architectural wonder is also a celestial clock. The temple's central tower aligns perfectly with the rising sun during the equinoxes, an event that still draws thousands of visitors who witness the sun crown the pinnacle in a display of ancient astronomical precision. But the genius of Angkor Wat is as much below as it is above. The vast moat surrounding the complex is far more than a symbolic barrier. It functioned as a giant spirit level, its constant water surface providing a perpetual reference point to ensure the entire sprawling foundation remained perfectly level, a crucial innovation that has kept the structure stable for centuries despite the annual deluge of monsoon rains. Scholars believe the positioning of the heaviest stones was a coordinated effort of immense scale, combining the brute strength of elephants with sophisticated pulley systems and ramps. This harmony of animal power and human ingenuity allowed them to achieve a breathtaking symmetry across the entire complex, a balance that feels both monumental and delicate. The temple's later history is a story of quiet transformation, as the jungle slowly wove its vines through the courtyards and trees took root in the stone. This natural reclamation, however, could not break the core structure, a testament to the Khmer mastery of materials and design. To stand before Angkor Wat is to witness the pinnacle of organizational skill, a project that marshaled the resources of an entire empire to create a single, enduring vision of heaven on earth. The silent Moai of Easter Island turned their backs to the sea, their gaze fixed upon a world they were carved to protect. These colossal figures, hewn from compressed volcanic ash, stand as one of humanity's most isolated enigmas. Each statue was born in the quarry of Rano Raraku, a volcanic crater where artisans used only hand-held basalt picks to patiently release the giants from the mountainside. The Moai are not crude monoliths. Their features are perfectly symmetrical, with strong brows, elongated ears, and sharp noses, each one a unique individual carved with a master's touch. The real mystery begins once the carving was complete. How did a community, completely isolated in the vast Pacific Ocean, transport these 80-ton titans for miles across rugged terrain? The answer may lie in the statues themselves. Their distinctive design, with a heavy, rounded base and a forward-leaning center of gravity, was not an artistic choice, it was brilliant engineering. This shape allowed the Moai to be rocked from side to side, effectively walked upright by teams using a complex system of ropes. This method of transportation, a slow, rhythmic dance directed by skilled captains, turned an impossible task into a coordinated communal effort. The final act of raising the moai was just as calculated. They were maneuvered up ramps onto stone platforms called ahu, their bases carefully guided into prepared holes before the supporting ramp was dismantled, leaving the sentinel standing tall against the sky. The final touch of life was the eye. Sockets were inlaid with white coral and piercing obsidian, a transformation that turned a stone carving into a living ancestor, a watchful presence for the community. Even the backs of these figures, rarely seen by the living, were adorned with intricate petroglyphs, a testament to a culture for whom no detail was too small to be imbued with meaning. Modern experiments to replicate these feats have stumbled, often requiring more people and resources than the original methods likely used. The Rapa Nui people achieved this not with advanced technology, but with an intimate understanding of physics, materials, and the power of shared purpose, a legacy of logistical genius carved into the landscape of one of the most remote places on Earth. The Parthenon stands on the Acropolis not as a rigid monument, but as a living lesson in perception. Its white marble columns, which seem perfectly straight to the eye, are in fact a masterwork of calculated curves. The ancient builders understood that straight lines can appear to sag under the weight of a massive structure, so they introduced a gentle swelling in the center of each column, a feature known as intosses. This subtle bulge was not an artistic whim. It was a precise mathematical calculation to distribute the immense load evenly and to trick the human eye into seeing perfect verticality. Every single element of the temple was built with this optical refinement in mind. The platform itself curves slightly upward in the center, and the columns all tilt inward, just enough to create an illusion of soaring stability. This was architecture designed for the human experience, a structure that knew how we see before we understood it ourselves. The construction was a feat of interlocking precision. Each massive column was built from individual drum-shaped segments, painstakingly carved to fit together, but the true secret to their union was hidden within. The builders poured molten lead into precisely carved channels to create metal clamps that locked the drums together, allowing the entire structure to flex and shift as one during an earthquake. This flexible joinery, a stark contrast to rigid modern construction, is a key reason the Parthenon has weathered millennia of seismic shocks. Even the breathtaking sculptures were part of the structural genius. The frieze and metopes, carved with figures that seemed to pulse with life, were not mere decorations. They were integral components of the building's framework, adding strength and stability to the marble walls they adorned. This seamless fusion of high art and practical engineering is perhaps the temple's greatest legacy. Modern restoration teams, armed with computer models and laser scanners, struggle to replicate the subtle imperfections and intuitive adjustments made by the original artisans. The hand-carving techniques, the feel for the stone, the very philosophy that guided each chisel stroke, are a lost language. The Parthenon therefore stands as a timeless benchmark, a reminder that true resilience is found not in unmoving rigidity, but in a graceful, intelligent flexibility that honors both the laws of physics and the nuances of human perception. The Taj Mahal rises from the riverbank as a vision of pure symmetry, a perfect balance of form and function carved from white marble. This 17th century mausoleum is more than an architectural marvel. It is a love story written in stone, a testament to the Mughal era's obsession with precision. Its iconic minarets, the four tall towers framing the main structure, are not perfectly vertical. Each one tilts ever so slightly outward, a deliberate design to ensure that in the event of an earthquake, they would fall away from the central dome, protecting the heart of the monument from catastrophic damage. This foresight demonstrates a profound understanding of structural dynamics, an ancient form of seismic engineering that prioritized preservation above all else. That central dome itself is a masterpiece of acoustic design. It is built as a double shell with an inner and outer layer, creating a vast, empty space in between. This architectural choice does more than just regulate temperature. It produces a remarkable echo effect inside the main chamber, where a single whisper can resonate for an astonishing amount of time, transforming the space into a living instrument of sound. Building such a heavy marble structure on the shifting banks of the Yamuna River presented an immense challenge. The foundation was not simply dug into the earth. Engineers sank deep wells down to the water table, filling them with rubble and timber to create a flexible, moisture-resistant base that would move and settle as one with the riverbank, a radical solution that has kept the entire complex stable for centuries. But the true soul of the Taj Mahal lies in its surface, in the breathtaking Payatra Dora inlay work. Artisans spent years hand-carving intricate floral motifs into the marble, then filling the channels with precisely shaped pieces of semi-precious stone like lapis lazuli, jasper, and turquoise. Each piece was ground and polished to fit its specific recess so perfectly that the joints became completely invisible, creating a seamless tapestry of stone that feels as smooth as glass. This was a puzzle with thousands of unique hand-cut pieces, assembled without a single gap. The entire complex is a study in mathematical harmony, its proportions so exact that its reflection in the long water channel creates a perfect mirror image, doubling its grandeur. This principle of reflective symmetry is something modern architects strive for, yet they rarely achieve it with the same level of holistic craftsmanship. Even the brilliant whiteness of the marble, which has endured centuries of exposure, speaks to the unparalleled quality of the materials and the building methods, a legacy of selection and skill that modern pollution struggles to dim. The Taj Mahal stands not just as a monument of grief, but as a serene paradise garden given physical form, a final, flawless gift that forever marries human emotion with architectural genius. The Colosseum's elliptical form curves against the Roman sky, a monument to crowd management and structural genius. Its tiered seating, built from massive travertine blocks locked with iron clamps, could host tens of thousands while offering a clear view from every single seat. This was not just an amphitheater, it was a machine for spectacle, engineered to handle the immense weight and energy of a massive audience. The secret to its legendary stability lies in its repetitive, perfectly uniform arches. Each arch is a carbon copy of the next, creating a pattern that distributed the building's colossal load evenly across its foundations. This rhythmic design gave the entire structure a flexible strength, allowing it to sway and settle during earthquakes instead of fracturing apart. Beneath the wooden arena floor lay a hidden world of engineering, the hypogeum. This underground labyrinth of tunnels and chambers was a backstage powered by intricate pulley systems. Cages containing animals and elaborate scenery could be winched directly up to the arena, creating sudden, dramatic reveals that captivated the crowd. The logistics of building this required a workforce of thousands, all coordinated with military precision. They used simple machines like cranes, powered by men walking within giant treadmills, to lift stones weighing many tons into place with an accuracy that rivals modern construction. The exterior we see today is a testament to its robust design, having endured not just earthquakes, but also centuries of stone robbery and devastating fires. Its survival is partly due to ingenious systems baked into the original plan. A complex network of drains channeled rainwater away, while strategic openings acted as a ventilation system, preventing stagnant air within the massive bowl. Perhaps the most astonishing discovery comes from recent studies of the Roman concrete itself. The lime used in the mortar has unique self-healing properties. When tiny cracks form, moisture reacts with the lime inclusions, forming new crystals that gradually fill the gaps, a process of silent, automatic repair that has been ongoing for nearly 2,000 years. The Colosseum was Rome's ultimate statement of civil engineering, a place where brutal entertainment was delivered through the most elegant and enduring architectural principles ever devised. The treasury at Petra emerges from the cliff face as if the mountain itself dreamed of architecture. This is not a building placed upon the land, but a structure revealed from within it. Its columns and statues carved with such intricate detail, they seem to defy the very rock they are made from. The Nabatean builders approached this monumental task with a sculptor's patience and an engineer's foresight. They did not build upward, they carved downward, beginning at the top of the cliff and meticulously removing the rose-red sandstone layer by layer. This top-down method was a breathtaking gamble, a process with no room for error where a single miscalculation could have shattered the entire facade. The result is a structure that is naturally insulated from the desert's extreme temperatures and inherently resistant to erosion, its form locked in a perpetual embrace with the mountain that birthed it. Inside the cool chambers, the precision continues. Certain openings and alignments are designed to capture the sun's rays during the solstices, transforming the interior with beams of light that mark the turning of the year, a clear sign of advanced astronomical knowledge woven into the city's sacred spaces. But the true genius of Petra is hidden from view, carved into the rock high above. An elaborate system of channels, dams, and cisterns was engineered to capture every precious drop of desert rainfall, directing the water through concealed conduits to supply the entire city. This hydrological mastery turned a barren canyon into a thriving oasis. The floral and mythological figures adorning the treasury were not mere decoration. They were a language in stone, their precise execution requiring years of labor and a profound, intuitive understanding of how to work with the sandstone's unique properties to prevent fracturing. Petra's location at the crossroads of major trade routes meant its grandeur was a fusion of styles, incorporating artistic influences from Greece, Egypt, and Mesopotamia, a testament to a culture that absorbed the world's knowledge and refined it into something uniquely their own. This hidden city stands as a powerful lesson in perspective, showing how a seemingly barren landscape was not an obstacle to overcome, but an opportunity to be unlocked, its greatest treasures waiting patiently within the stone. Chartres Cathedral rises from the French plains as a symphony in stone and light. Its most revolutionary feature, the flying buttress, acts like a stone arm bracing the walls from the outside, allowing them to soar to unprecedented heights. This ingenious system of external supports carries the massive weight of the roof and vaults outward and down into the ground, freeing the walls from their load-bearing duty. For the first time, those walls could become vast, delicate canvases of stained glass, transforming the interior into a kaleidoscope of colored light that told biblical stories to a largely non-literate population. This was not just architecture, it was a physical manifestation of divine radiance. Achieving such ethereal heights required an almost mathematical devotion on the ground. Each stone was not simply cut, it was precisely shaped using wooden templates, ensuring that every block, from the smallest filler to the grandest archstone, was a perfect, interchangeable component. This medieval standardization allowed for a level of construction efficiency that would not be seen again for centuries. The entire heavenly aspiration of the cathedral rests upon a surprisingly pragmatic foundation, a deep bed of packed gravel that acts as a flexible, draining platform, preventing the immense structure from settling unevenly into the soft clay beneath. But the true magic of charters lies in its invisible geometry. The builders employed ratios based on the square root of 2, a proportion believed to represent the harmony between the human and the divine. This sacred geometry dictated the proportions of the nave, the height of the vaults, and the placement of the windows, creating a space that feels intuitively balanced and serene. Even the floor holds a profound secret. The large labyrinth laid into the stones is a meticulously measured spiritual tool, its single path offering a meditative journey for pilgrims who could not travel to Jerusalem. It is a walking prayer, its precise turns and circuits a physical echo of the celestial order encoded throughout the building. That this luminous structure has endured for over 800 years, surviving conflicts and social upheavals, is a testament to those original medieval masons. Periodic restorations have carefully preserved their work, often relearning and applying the very same techniques that first brought the cathedral to life. Modern builders look to charters for inspiration, yet no contemporary glass and steel structure has quite captured its sublime fusion of unwavering faith and profound physical understanding, a perfect balance that has kept this stone vessel of light standing against the centuries. The Alhambra Palace stands as a poem written in stone, water, and light. High above Granada, this Nasrid fortress is a sanctuary of perfect geometry, where every surface whispers a silent mathematical truth. The walls are alive with intricate stucco work and tile mosaics, patterns of stars and interlocking shapes that repeat across vast spaces without a single error. This was more than decoration, it was a spiritual principle made visible, an artistic expression of the infinite nature of the universe, achieved with tools no more complex than a compass and a straight edge. In the heart of this tranquility lies the Court of the Lions, a courtyard that represents the peak of this harmonious vision. Its famous fountain is supported by 12 lions, each one carved from a single, flawless block of marble. They are perfectly symmetrical, not just in form but in function, arranged in a circle so that the water channels engineered beneath them deliver an absolutely even flow from each mouth into the surrounding canal. This was hydraulic engineering as high art, ensuring both visual balance and a soothing, constant murmur of water. The entire palace is strategically oriented to capture the gentle mountain breezes and the shifting angles of the sun, creating a naturally cool and luminous environment. This sophisticated climate control was powered by an advanced water system, a legacy of Roman and Persian knowledge refined to perfection. To maintain this celestial order across every room and garden, the builders used a precise unit of measurement known as the kodo. This standard measurement governed every proportion, from the grandest arch to the smallest tile, creating a rhythmic harmony that makes the sprawling complex feel like a single, continuous, and infinitely expanding space. This thoughtful design also granted the Alhambra a hidden resilience. Its flexible wooden ceilings and carefully laid stone foundations have allowed it to sway and settle during seismic events, a dynamic strength that modern engineers now study to understand how to build for both beauty and endurance. The palace is the ultimate expression of the golden age of Al-Andalus, a time and place where scientific inquiry and artistic beauty were seen as two paths to the same divine truth, leaving behind a legacy where every geometric pattern is a frozen moment of enlightenment. Stretching across mountain spines like a stone dragon, the Great Wall of China represents a logistical miracle. Under the Ming dynasty, its construction evolved into an art form of strategic precision, where every brick and every watchtower was part of a grand defensive calculation. The watchtowers were not placed at random intervals. Their spacing was meticulously planned so that signals, whether by smoke by day or fire by night, could relay a message across the entire empire with breathtaking speed. This was an early warning system built into the landscape itself. The materials used were a testament to practical ingenuity. Builders relied on local stone and kiln-fired bricks to avoid the impossible cost of transporting them across vast distances. But the true secret to the wall's legendary durability was in its mortar. They developed a formula stronger than many modern cements by mixing slaked lime with sticky rice flour. This organic composite created a bond so resilient it has held fast for centuries, surviving freeze-thaw cycles and the relentless scouring of wind. The wall's foundation was another masterstroke, a wide base of rammed earth and rubble that distributed the immense weight evenly and provided a flexible core that could settle with the shifting terrain without cracking. To protect their investment from the elements, the builders integrated subtle drainage outlets and downward-sloping battlements. These features did more than just shed rainwater. They were designed to deflect incoming arrows and provide defensive angles for the soldiers standing guard. The scale of the labor involved is almost beyond comprehension, with millions of individuals contributing to a project that spanned generations. This was not brute force, it was orchestrated efficiency, a civil engineering project of a scope that modern nations would hesitate to undertake. The wall's enduring presence is a monument to more than military might. It is a symbol of cultural perseverance, a winding stone ribbon that speaks to an unwavering commitment to protect a civilization. Rising from the sea like a stone prayer, the Abbey of Mont Saint-Michel defies the very elements it is built upon. This medieval marvel is not spread out but stacked, a vertical city of faith where every stone was chosen and placed with foresight. The rock itself was the foundation, and the granite was hauled from nearby islands, each block fitted to create a cohesive whole that could resist the channel's fierce winds and the powerful surge of the highest tides. Within the cloister, a space meant for quiet contemplation, slender columns rise to support a surprisingly heavy stone gallery. This delicate balance is a masterwork of Gothic engineering, where weight is carefully channeled down through a skeletal stone framework, creating an airy lightness that belies the immense mass overhead. The builders employed a knowledge passed down from Romanesque predecessors and refined with new Gothic principles, using wooden cranes and human-powered winches to lift these precisely cut stones hundreds of feet up the rock face. The entire silhouette of the abbey, a harmonious ascent against the sky, was not an accident of aesthetics but a result of these calculated alignments, a geometry of devotion. Perhaps the most cunning innovation lies unseen at the interface of rock and water. The foundation incorporates cleverly designed channels that work with the tidal flow, guiding the powerful currents around the base to prevent the scouring erosion that would doom a lesser structure. This respectful dialogue with the ocean has been key to its survival. When major restoration work was undertaken in the 19th century, workers discovered the enduring secret of the original mortar. Its recipe included crushed seashells, a local material that created a binder of exceptional durability, a testament to the medieval mastery of materials that has withstood the salty, damp air for centuries. In its profound isolation, the builders of Mont Saint-Michel were forced to become pioneers of adaptive architecture, creating solutions that speak to a deep understanding of place. This legacy of building in harmony with, rather than against, the forces of nature continues to inform how we design for our own vulnerable coastlines today. Graceful and imposing, Heimji Castle soars from its stone base like a white bird taking flight. This samurai fortress, known as the White Heron, is a masterclass in wooden joinery, its entire framework assembled without a single nail. Instead of rigid metal fasteners, master craftsmen employed complex interlocking joints, a technique that gives the structure a vital flexibility. When the earth trembles, the castle is designed to sway and absorb the shock, its wooden skeleton moving as one resilient entity rather than fracturing apart. This brilliant understanding of seismic forces is matched by the genius of its foundation. The massive stone base, or ishigaki, is built with an inward incline. Each roughly shaped boulder was painstakingly selected and fitted to its neighbors, creating a stable, sloping wall that effectively channels the force of an earthquake downward, drastically reducing the risk of a catastrophic collapse. How do you build a defensive fortress that is both strong and adaptable? The answer lies in this very philosophy, where every element serves a dual purpose. The castle's beautiful white plaster coating, for instance, is far more than just an aesthetic choice. In an era of wooden cities and frequent conflict, fire was a constant threat. This brilliant white finish, made with a lime-based plaster, acted as a powerful fire retardant, protecting the vital wooden structure within. The strategic precision extends to the very heart of the complex. The main keep is a labyrinth of deception containing hidden floors, misleading staircases, and a series of traps designed to confuse and slow any invading force. This seamless integration of architectural beauty and military function is the hallmark of samurai-era craftsmanship. The castle was not merely a stronghold, it was a statement of power and cultural refinement, a place where the art of war and the art of building were one and the same. Its remarkable preservation through centuries of warfare and natural upheaval stands as a quiet tribute to a building philosophy that prized harmony and resilience above all else, a lesson in balance that continues to resonate deeply today. Rising from the fertile plains of County Tipperary, the Rock of Cashel stands as a royal fortress of faith, its silhouette a crown of stone upon a limestone outcrop. This medieval complex was built to endure, with its round tower and cathedral assembled from precisely cut limestone blocks locked together without a single drop of mortar. The true ingenuity, however, unfolds overhead inside structures like Cormac's Chapel. Here, the builders employed a technique called corbelling, where each successive layer of stone is carefully stepped inward from the one below. This created stunning vaulted ceilings where the stones themselves, through their own perfectly calculated overhang, hold the roof aloft in a delicate balance of opposing forces. It is architecture that defies gravity through geometry, a testament to a profound understanding of weight and counterweight. The Romanesque arches within the chapel are not merely structural, they are canvases of intricate patterns, each curve and symbol carved directly into the stone with a precision that speaks of both devotion and immense skill. Every block had to be cut to an exact angle so that the arch would bear the immense load above it, a task requiring foresight that saw the finished form while the stones still lay on the ground. This precision was achieved with remarkably simple tools, yet the surfaces they produced are so smooth they have successfully shed the relentless damp of the Irish climate for centuries. The builders' wisdom extended to their sourcing, utilizing the very limestone of the outcrop itself. This not only minimized the staggering effort of transport, but also ensured the structures would weather in harmony with their foundation, a seamless integration of building and bedrock. This strategic elevation was a masterstroke of multifunctional design. The rocky perch provided natural drainage, channeling rainwater away from the walls, while also offering a commanding defensive position that made the site a symbol of power. The complex tells a layered story of cultural fusion, where the earlier Celtic high kingship of the site gradually intertwined with the later Norman architectural influences, creating a unique and enduring legacy. More than a fortress or a place of worship, the Rock of Cashel embodies a philosophy where every stone was chosen for both its practical duty and its spiritual resonance, a sacred landscape built to withstand the elements and the passage of time itself. Across the plains of Bagan, a forest of brick stupas pierces the sky, a silent city of devotion built to endure. With over 2,000 temples and pagodas constructed between the 9th and 13th centuries, this landscape represents a societal dedication to faith and precision on a scale that is almost incomprehensible today. Each structure was built using kiln-fired bricks and a mortar formula of such legendary strength that it has allowed these sacred sites to withstand the relentless tremors of the region for nearly a millennium. The survival of so many is a testament not to luck, but to a profound understanding of materials and geometry. The magnificent Ananda Temple stands as a perfect example of this calculated genius. Its core is organized around a central pillar, a sacred axis aligned with the 4 cardinal directions with an exactness that roots the entire building to the cosmic order. Above, the gilded sikara or spire rises not as a single heavy mass but as a layered masterpiece. Builders meticulously stacked bricks and then coated them in stucco, creating a structure that was both visually stunning and incredibly stable, its weight distributed to resist the shaking earth. How did a medieval kingdom orchestrate such a monumental project? The logistics were a marvel in themselves. Elephants provided the immense power needed to transport materials across the vast plains, while master architects employed precise geometric formulas to ensure perfect symmetry and proportion across the entire sprawling complex. This was not random construction, it was a city planned according to a sacred blueprint. Step inside any of these temples and the precision continues. Enormous Buddha statues are not placed arbitrarily. They are positioned according to astronomical alignments, their gaze and posture reflecting the intricate layers of the Theravada Buddhist cosmology. The entire city was designed as a map of the universe, a physical bridge between the earthly and the divine. Modern restoration teams, however, face a humbling challenge. The original brick composition and the unique laying techniques, such as the strategic use of herringbone patterns that gave the walls exceptional tensile strength, are incredibly difficult to replicate. We have the tools, but we have lost the recipe, the intimate knowledge of materials and methods that made these structures so resilient. The sheer number of temples at Bagan speaks of a civilization that channeled its collective wealth and spirit into a single, enduring purpose, creating a legacy of piety and architectural mastery that stands in quiet, breathtaking defiance of time itself. Deep beneath the sun-baked plains of Cappadocia, an entire world lies hidden in the cool, dark silence. The Derinkuyu underground city is a labyrinth of survival, a multi-level sanctuary carved 200 feet straight down into the soft volcanic rock. This was not a simple cave, but a meticulously planned subterranean metropolis, engineered to sustain thousands of people for months at a time during periods of conflict. Its construction was an act of profound foresight, a masterpiece of Anatolian ingenuity that turned the very earth into a fortress. How did they create such a vast complex with only simple hand tools like pickaxes and chisels? The answer lies in a deep, intuitive knowledge of geology. The builders understood the structure of the tuff rock, a volcanic stone soft enough to carve yet remarkably stable. They skillfully avoided natural fault lines and collapse zones, following the strongest layers of stone to ensure the long-term stability of their hidden home. The city unfolds in a precise, interlocking design. Endless tunnels connect residential quarters, churches, stables for livestock, and vast storage rooms for food and wine. Each space was carved to serve a specific purpose, with ventilation shafts ingeniously drilled to the surface to provide a constant supply of fresh air to even the deepest levels. These narrow shafts were camouflaged from above, baffling any potential invaders while giving the city below the breath of life. The most iconic defensive feature were the massive, circular stone doors. These immense wheels of rock could be rolled across key passageways, effectively sealing off entire sections of the city from the inside. They were the ultimate lockdown mechanism, a final barrier protecting the community in its deepest refuge. But survival required more than just defense. The builders engineered a sophisticated water management system that tapped directly into underground aquifers and even collected the natural moisture that seeped through the rock walls. This ensured a reliable, hidden water source, turning a potential tomb into a self-sufficient ark. The sheer scale of Derinkuyu, with its 18 levels of interconnected tunnels and chambers, rivals the complexity of modern underground bunkers. Yet it was all achieved without blueprints or powered machinery, through generations of communal effort and a whispered understanding of the living rock. This hidden city stands as a stunning testament to a different kind of precision, one not of celestial alignment, but of survival itself, a monument to the human will to endure, carved deep into the heart of the earth. These monumental ruins speak a common language of stone, one that our modern world has largely forgotten. They reveal a shared architectural philosophy built upon three profound principles: celestial alignment, interlocking stonework, and a deep harmony with the local environment. Ancient builders did not simply place structures on the land. They wove them into the very fabric of the cosmos and the contours of the earth. They understood that a building should dance with an earthquake, not resist it, and that water should be guided away gracefully, not merely battled with pumps and concrete. This was an intuitive collaboration with nature, a dialogue that has been silenced by our contemporary drive for speed and standardization. Today, we favor uniform materials and rigid frameworks, solutions that are efficient to assemble but often lack the resilient flexibility of these ancient marvels. What has been lost is not just technique, but the very knowledge systems that sustained them. The master artisans who could shape a perfect joint by eye, or calculate a stable proportion through generations of handed-down experience, have been replaced by computer models and power tools. The slow, patient transfer of skill from mentor to apprentice, a process that embedded quality into every action, is a rarity in our fast-paced world. This was more than just construction, it was a sacred act. The spiritual and cultural imperatives behind a pyramid or a cathedral demanded a level of care that transcends mere function. Each stone was laid with a purpose that reached beyond the physical, infused with a meaning that compelled perfection. When modern engineers attempt to replicate these feats, they often stumble. The sheer cost of such handcrafted precision is prohibitive, and our environmental regulations, while vital, can prevent the use of traditional local materials and methods that were key to their longevity. We have made a trade-off, choosing efficiency and immediate cost savings over the kind of enduring resilience that has kept these ruins standing for millennia. As we face a future of climate change and resource scarcity, this ancient wisdom calls out to us. It invites a fundamental question: what do we truly value in the structures we build? Is it the speed of their creation, or their ability to shelter and inspire for 1,000 years? The stones of the past offer a quiet, powerful lesson in building not just for ourselves, but for the centuries to come. From the jagged peaks of the Andes to the dense jungles of Asia, these 25 monumental ruins are far more than a collection of old stones. They are a global testament to human ingenuity, a chorus of voices from the past challenging our most basic assumptions about what it means to advance. We have walked among walls where light cannot penetrate the seams, and stood beneath domes that whisper with ancient echoes. In every case, we have seen how ancient builders, working with little more than stone and sand, achieved a structural perfection that our most advanced machinery and materials often struggle to replicate. Their success was not born from a single secret, but from a profound philosophy of building. It was a philosophy rooted in a deep, generational knowledge of local materials, from the specific granite of Machu Picchu to the volcanic tuff of Cappadocia. It was guided by an intuitive grasp of sacred geometry, planning entire cities as cosmic mirrors, and it was perfected through a holistic design that saw a building not as an object placed upon the land, but as an extension of it, working in harmony with seismic forces, water cycles, and the very path of the sun. This legacy of meticulous craftsmanship and patient purpose stands in quiet contrast to our world of rapid construction and planned obsolescence. It invites us to reflect on what we truly value, to consider whether our own structures are built for the moment or for the millennia. We would love to hear which of these wonders resonated most with you. Share your favorite ruin in the comments below, and perhaps it will inspire your own journey of discovery, whether through travel or through the pages of a book. Thank you for joining this exploration of history's greatest architectural mysteries. If you found this journey through time compelling, subscribe for more insights into the forgotten wisdom of our world.